What's your best the tables have turned moment? Growing up, my stepmom Angela made sure I knew I wasn't part of the family. She had two daughters from her previous marriage, Bethany and Nicole, who were treated like princesses, while I was relegated to the attic bedroom that leaked when it rained. My dad was always traveling for work, so he never saw how she'd make me cook and clean, while her daughters lounged by the pool. When I turned 16, I got a job at a local diner to save money for college. Angela found out and demanded 80% of my paycheck for rent. I handed it over without complaint, knowing I had a second job at the library that she didn't know about. I kept that money hidden in a lockbox at my friend's house. My breaking point came during senior year. I had been accepted to NYU with a partial scholarship, but I still needed $15,000 for the first year. I had saved almost enough when Angela went through my room and found bank statements from my library job. She stormed into my room at midnight, screaming about how I'd been hiding money from her. She demanded I hand over all my savings or she'd convince my dad to kick me out. I refused. The next day, she told my dad I had stolen money from her purse. He believed her without even asking for my side. They gave me 2 hours to pack my things and leave. I called my friend Amy and moved into her family's basement. Her parents were lawyers. That's when everything changed. Amy's parents helped me get access to my birth mother's Social Security death benefits that Angela had been collecting since my dad got custody. They also found evidence that Angela had been forging my dad's signature to cash checks meant for my college fund. The real kicker? She had been writing off Bethany and Nicole's shopping sprees as charitable donations on their taxes for years. I didn't confront them immediately. I waited until Angela's annual Christmas party, where she loved showing off to all her country club friends. I walked in just as she was bragging about how Bethany got accepted to Harvard. She hadn't. I handed her an envelope filled with copies of all the evidence, including bank statements showing how she'd drained my college fund. Her face went white. My dad, who was actually home for once, grabbed the papers. He read through them slowly, his hands shaking. Angela started making excuses, but then Amy's parents walked in, along with 2 IRS agents and a police officer. Turns out, tax fraud and Social Security fraud are federal crimes. Angela was arrested right there in front of all her rich friends. Bethany and Nicole stood frozen, still wearing the designer clothes Angela had bought with my money. My dad tried to apologize, but I just walked away. 4 months later, Angela took a plea deal. She had to pay back everything she'd stolen, plus penalties. The house had to be sold to cover the fines. Bethany and Nicole had to get jobs at the same diner where I used to work. Their Instagram posts about being self-made while serving pancakes always make me smile. My dad divorced Angela and tried to reconcile, but the damage was done. I used the recovered money to pay for NYU and graduated with honors.